you're more concerned about.
I didn't say more. I said very.
If it weren't for this interview, anti-Trump protest organizer Kat Brooks and Trump delegate Corrin Rankin may never have met each other. With so many obvious differences on the table, it's not surprising one of their strongest similarities is the hatred being hurled their way.
I get death threats. I get called horrible names. I get threatened with rape. I get all sorts of things.
I get hate mail too, and people have been called horrible names that I wouldn't even repeat.
How many times other than this conversation, honestly, have you said, I want to speak to somebody who completely disagrees with me about what's going on with the election?
What I run into most is when I try to have these conversations, people have a lot of feelings or a lot of anger that as soon as they start talking about it, you know, their voice goes from here to here. But there are a lot of things going on right now in today's world, and there are a lot of them that we can put in the middle that we agree upon and that we both want to fix.
That would ideally be the conversation we were able to have, right? Ideally. People that are in the crosshairs of the Trump's agenda are living in abject fear and terror. Abject fear and terror. People are not leaving their homes. People are keeping their children home. Gay and lesbian couples aren't holding hands in the streets. People are living in abject fear and terror.
Do you hear some of the pain and the fear?
I do.
But on the threat of deportation, Corrin didn't soften her position.
This is the law of our land. Like it or dislike it, it's the law. And so right now, we are living in a state where some people are allowed to break the laws of our country and some are not.
Of course, this being politics, things weren't always even tempered.
So I'm going to tell you what I meant because I know what I meant because it came out of my mouth and my mind.
I'm sorry, I'm an optimist.
Being an optimist is very different than denying factual reality.
I'm speaking to whomever wants to listen.
Moving on.
If we can move on, I want to talk about, to both of you as women, about President-elect Trump's language toward women that I think a lot of women had a hard time with this year. What do you say to women who are offended by what they've heard?
You know, there's no excuse, number one, for what Donald Trump said. I look at it in the context. It happened 11 years ago. He was on a Hollywood set, and he was being an entertainer. I personally think that a lot of men have spoken that way about women in the privacy of just men.
Is that okay, though?
It's not okay.
So how do we feel comfortable as women with a leader that talks about us that way?
Donald Trump promotes more women in his company than most companies do. He has a long history of promoting women to jobs that were traditionally belonged to men. And he got flack for doing that, but he did it anyways.
What Trump has done is unmask America. What Trump has done was reveal that there are still extremely racist, violent tendencies that flow through the blood of many, many Americans in this country. But there are a couple of things that he said that I agree with fiscally. There are some things. But the other stuff is of such a great magnitude. I can't even get to this part because this part is so horrifying.
I look forward to having more conversations. I'm sure that there'll be a lot of things we don't agree upon. And, you know, a lot of times you kind of got to get all of that out, you know, before you can come to a place where you can say, okay, we agree on this.
And it's not cis that I'm attacking. It's the points. It's the ideology. And so I just want to make that clear.
It's a pleasure.
Nice to meet you as well. Well, we want